Daddy was born in Oak Ridge, Mississippi. He was the only son with 5 sisters, and he was quite an athlete and a scholar. His first year of college, his mother would not sign for him to join the military during the war, so he played basketball and football at Hines Junior College. After that, he left when he was old enough and joined the Navy, did his time in the Navy. Then he went to Livingston and played football, and that's where he met Mama. Mama is from Camden, Alabama, which is what we consider to be our hometown. Went to Wilcox High School, and then, of course, she came here and spent 20 years as a teacher here in Cobb County. After that, she co-founded and operated Hamilton Frames, which is a custom picture frame shop that she and my brother Steve ran and operated. We moved here from Alabama when I was 2, and Mom and Daddy came as school teachers. Mr. Joe Hayes, which of course was instrumental in bringing lots of people from that particular part of Alabama, close to Selma, to this part of the country. We came here. Daddy coached at North Cobb, and he taught at Ackworth, and my mother also taught at Ackworth. The year that I went to junior high back then, which is now middle school, Daddy accepted a position as principal at Autry that year. Unfortunately for me, adolescence was zits and buck teeth and absolutely intimidated by girls. Having your daddy as a principal just simply did not work well for me. To finish that story, when I finally got to high school, I felt like Martin Luther King. I was free at last. The arrangement I had with my parents, any monies that I had to earn unless I was playing sports. So the first 2 years I played every sport possible so I didn't have to work. The reason was my choices for occupation were either a janitor at Ackworth Elementary School or a janitor at Autry Junior High. Baseball didn't work out, wrestling didn't work out, track didn't work out, so I ended up being a football player, and very proud of the fact that the senior year, 74-75, we went 9-1, and the only reason that we didn't win the region is because Wheeler was doing double sessions at that point, and they had twice the amount of talent that we had, but we still did good. Win, place, or show, we had fun, and we're proud of it. I can honestly say that even though I was raised in a church, I'm primarily a product of Ackworth, because Ackworth and all the citizens actually helped raise me. And, you know, I feel blessed to have the best parents in the world, but for the same turn, this community defines more or less who I am. I went to Kennesaw Junior. From there, went to West Georgia. I practiced the extent of the amount of liver damage I could do for a couple of years there with the Chi Phi fraternity.
West Georgia.
And I had a big time, but let's just say academics was only a small part of my educational process at that point. Once I left West Georgia, I came back to Kennesaw and took several more classes. When I actually came back and received my teaching certificate and then went back for my master's, I was in my 40s. So I had 20 years worth of a career and a wife to tell me what to do. So by the time I went back to school, I didn't have any trouble doing what the professors asked, because I didn't know any better. You just simply, they asked you to do it, that's what you did. My first job out of college, I sold sharp copiers for merchant business machines, and I did that rather successfully for several years. At the time that Becky came to Ackworth as a pharmacist for Willie B. Kemp, Becky worked for him as a pharmacist. She's young, blonde, fresh out of pharmacy school, and I actually was a businessman in town. A partner that I had, Douglas G., and I had opened a copy machine dealership, Copy South Machines for Business, on Main Street. Everybody in town took the opportunity to introduce Becky and I and to set us up, and thankfully it stuck. So one of the true blessings from God is Becky, and I'm thankful for her every day. And then from there, Douglas G. and I, my copier dealership, or our copier dealership on Main Street when I met Becky, when that business floundered, I worked for my childhood friends Alvin and Calvin Deemer at Day Chevrolet for a couple of years. And then my brother died and I operated our family business for 8 years. And then when my sons were younger, they were kindergarten and school age, I actually taught school for the duration of their public school education. So I've been quite active in the church. For 16 years, I chaired the preschool committee, which we ministered to preschool needs for roughly 200 students per year. And then for 9 years, I actually was a charter organization representative. Basically, I was the go-between between Boy Scouts of America and the church, because we're the charting organization. So PAC 611, Troop 116, and the Venture Crew 1611. I can honestly say all the change has been for the better. We have amenities, we have luxuries, we have restaurants, we have entertainment, we have nice roads, we have nice schools. All the change is good. Some of the resistance that I have to change, and others do, is the fact that what's normal and natural and what we do and see every day is what we want. But in the case of Acworth, not so. And every aspect, every facet of Acworth has grown for the better and improvement. Even the pedestrian bridge. We can now play on both sides of the road regardless of how many trains park in the middle of the road or how many trains are going. Being from the best city in the universe with the best people and the best influences, there's no place like home. I think I'll stay here.